Walking the dog. Walking the dog. Dog.
In the doghouse, where all the happenings are found. In the doghouse, covering news that's go around. We've got journalism, big events, sports is the main attraction. We're all ready to kick it off, so lights, camera, action. In the doghouse, DNA students have things to tell. In the doghouse, oh, I hope this show will find you well. So please turn your attention as we're all proud to present doghouse news and each other's school event. In the doghouse, DNA students have things to tell. In the doghouse, oh, I hope this show will find you well. So please turn your attention as we're all proud to present. In doghouse news and each other's school event. Oh yeah.
Doghouse sports. And the first thing we're going to talk about today, spring football starts today. Oh my goodness, tail knocking going on. What do you think? What are your expectations this year for the team, man?
I'm feeling. I got a feeling. Don't know if it's right, but I'm thinking undefeated state champions.
I don't know about undefeated state champions, but they should be improved on offense. They're returning, their QB, tailback, fullback, and some key wide receivers in Wes Brown, Chauncey Kimmons, Mark McClinton. I mean, the list goes on and on of offensive stars. I'm worried about the defense, though. They lost a lot of defensive players.
All but about 3 players.
Yeah. But I think they should be improved this year. And I expect a lot of them. I'm going to watch it, man. How's you?
I think I'm going to have to make the trip down there today. Watch the first day.
Well, and also going on, we got golf. Now, aren't some members going to the state championship?
Yeah, they had Jim Buskirk and Hunter Stanford, who both qualified to play in Jackson at Brookhaven next week.
Think any of them's got a chance to win it?
Sadly, no. Players down there are pretty good. You got to bring it to win it.
Okay. Well, and also our tennis team is going to the state championship today and Tuesday. The undefeated doubles team, Lee King, Christopher Davis, were they 16-0?
I thought they were like 35-0. They're unstoppable.
Probably more like 45-0.
They're like the Lakers of high school boys mixed doubles.
It's like Kobe and Shaq playing tennis. And also going to the state of the Williams sisters. I mean the Steels, the girls doubles team. They've been exploding as of late. I mean, I've never seen a team be this hot late in the season.
The last duo that I ever saw that was this good was Kurt Schilling and the Big Hurt. They're like the 2001 Diamondbacks. Just a duo that cannot be stopped.
Yeah, isn't it the big unit? You talking about Randy Johnson?
Yeah, that's what I say.
The Big Hurt.
I was thinking Frank Thomas. My bad. I was thinking, big unit. You're right.
And also going is the mixed doubles team of Kyle Davis and Katie Campbell, and they're pretty good. They're at fever pitch right now. And also our track team you got a couple of members going to state, including Chauncey Kimmons and William Burdett. Chauncey Kimmons is doing the long jump and triple jump. William Burdett is doing the high jump. Now, if you watch William Burdett play basketball, you know why he's doing the high jump event. This guy can leap out of the building.
You're right there, Parks. He can jump out the frame.
He can grab the rafters. And Chauncey Kimmons, I was watching the other day. I thought I was watching a gazelle or something in the African savannah, because this guy can leap. And anyway, also, they had a track meet recently, and we got a little bit of footage from there. We're going to go to that right now.
Now we're here with Charlotte Lindley, and how old are you, Charlotte?
17.
And what grade are you in?
I'm a senior.
And what event are you going to be participating in?
The 1600 meter and the 400 meter.
Have you ever done this before?
Yeah, I've been doing them since 7th grade.
Did you find it easy?
Well, I don't know if easy is the word for it, but I like it.
Okay, so what gets you inspired to do track?
I don't know. I've just always always liked to run, and since I was little, and just running relaxes me, so I enjoy it.
Okay, well, this is Charlotte Lindley, and we wish you the best of luck. Thank you.
Okay, I'm here with Cole Williams. He's a track runner. Now, what race do you run? 2 miles. And when will that be today?
Alright, we're ready down here to finish line.
And what grade are you in?
Watch the track. Here we come to Lover.
Well, we just went all well, we just ran something.
This is about to be the 110-meter girls hurdles.
We might want to get out of this. Nah.
My name is Alicia. I'm in 9th grade. My time was 18:58, and it's getting a little bit better than my time was, but I think I could do better.
My name is Robert K. Warren from Central High School. I ain't got a clue what I'm running. I'm just down here. So, how many makes y'all back? This is our first week. Well, good luck to you.
My name is Ethel Jones. I'm 17. I'm from Central, Mississippi. I got still hustling on, cause I'm still hustling. And I'm running the 100 meters dash, 4x1. I'm throwing a little ball.
Who just got off the track. He ran the 2 mile, am I correct? What place did you get, man? 5th place. How tough is it out here with this heat and humidity?
It's tough. I mean, it's not easy.
So you tired?
Oh yeah, very tired.
Alright, well, good luck in your next events. Alright, so here we are with an Amory Panther track star. What's your name? Marcus McIntosh. I'm guessing your event's the discus, right?
Discus and shot.
You pretty good? Well, about what'd you place?
I got 3rd in the shot and 4th in the discus.
Dang, well, that's not half bad. Start about 600 feet, 700?
No, 115.
115? Yeah. Wow, here we are. There's an athlete right there for you. Thanks to them. Alright, here we are with Tay Elliott, a New Albany track star. We're going to talk to him for a second. What event do you run, man? 4x1 if these people in the background will be quiet. Have you run yet?
No, not yet.
Just getting ready?
Yeah, getting ready. Just stretching, you know.
So you expect to win the relays?
Oh yeah, for sure.
So what's your team's best time so far?
Let's see, 44.
44. Yeah, that's getting close to Michael Johnson's time. Well, man, thanks a lot.
You're welcome, bro.
Boy, that was great footage. Track meets are always fun because you get to meet a lot of new people from different areas. It's cool interacting with guys from different towns. So that about ends New Albany Sports for today. We want to invite you to watch our next sports show if there is another one. This could be our last time, Morton.
It's getting on up there. It's getting close.
Yeah, seniors graduate pretty soon. But anyway, until next time, catch the next sports show.
Here, the Doghouse Band, and I'm going to ask them a few questions about the band. Charlie, how did you start doing the Doghouse theme song?
Well, it was a proposition given to me by Miss Thompson. In other words, she made us do it. And so it just had a little extra flavor to the show. And so we went with it, and it's going well.
Good. Do you enjoy doing it?
I suppose.
Do you write your own songs?
Yes, Brandon and I both work on the music and make it sound cool, and then
How lucky.
I'll try to take it away with the lyrics, but I get stuck some places, and that's where he comes in. But it's mostly words, music, him, how he makes it also.
Okay. How long does it take to write a song?
Well, it takes us forever, so it takes about 3 months. It's a long process.
Okay. Who all's in the band?
It is me, Brandon, and sometimes Dietrich Listenby, and sometimes Aaron Baker. Just a random guy. Random.
Who's helped y'all with the band, like the making of your videos?
Channel 99.
Yep.
Right.
Okay. Haley. Since you said you write your own music, how do you record it? All this stuff.
So we got this recorder hooked up to my computer, and record the instruments individually, and then we just layer them all together. Yeah.
Since Brandon's leaving next year, what will the band do?
Well, after getting over a couple of years of depression, because it's going to be really bad, I think that Dietrich and I can handle it. It may just be us. And, if there are any more rising stars that want to join in, it'll be good. But, if Brandon wants to, he can come back and, fail if he wants to, stay. So, yeah, we'll see.
Okay. I heard you had some weird encounter with some of your fans. Tell us about it.
Well, it goes anywhere from, usually it's just random people at Walmart that I've never seen in my life. Like, I seen you on TV. Like, okay. But the worst thing, seriously, it was awful. The 9th grader at our school, a freshman, ran up to me in the hall and asked for my autograph. So, yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Because he wouldn't leave me alone.
Okay, so now we're going to see. Starting home, we'll move that from and see you later.
Oh, yeah!
I'm Bethany Cheatwood, and I'm here in the New Albany High School Media Center with our media specialist, Mr. J. Humphreys. Mr. Humphreys, thanks for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
And now, understand that there's a lot going on in the government right now with the budget plans. I understand that you went to Jackson recently, and you took some action there. Could you just briefly describe what you did?
Well, that's correct, Bethany. We took a trip down to Jackson to lobby for not only our school district, but schools across the state of Mississippi to support fully funding MAEP, which is the Mississippi Adequate Education Program, and also fund the teacher pay raise across the state. As you're aware, teacher pay raise is supposed to be 8%. We're looking at trying to find funding for that and also MAEP. Currently, what we are facing is Governor Barber's budget proposal, which is Operation Streamline. You read a lot about that in the paper. That plan would cut about $850,000 from our school district, roughly. So what we'd be faced with there is just making some cuts. As far as transportation goes, we'd look at not purchasing a school bus if that plan went through. Ideally, we're hoping that the Senate and the House will approve one of the plans that the House has put forth. The House has produced two budget proposals that fully fund the teacher pay raise, fully fund MAEP, and also take care of Medicare throughout the state and teacher health care. Right now, what has happened, the Senate has three budget proposals on their desk. They have Governor Barber's Operation Streamline, and then they have the two House proposals. What they're going to have to do, though, is look at all these proposals, and then they're going to have to select one, or they're going to have to come up with some type of happy medium that they can agree on, and then that's going to have to go back to the Senate. And once that goes or not the Senate, but rather the House. Once that goes back to the House, then the House will look at the changes that have been made. And once they see those changes, they will decide whether to accept that plan as is and approve it and send it to the governor, or whether to not accept that and send it back to the Senate with recommendations. Now, what they can do is once they do approve it, they'll send it to the governor. The governor can veto it at that point. And then it would come back to the House and the Senate. And once it comes back to the House and Senate, they're going to have to make some adjustments, or they're going to have to override his veto. They can do that. If a majority of the House and a majority of the Senate votes for the plan as is, they can pass it without the governor's approval. But he does have the right to veto it one time.
Okay, so let's just say that Operation Streamline does pass. Let's just jump ahead and say that it does. Well,
students and teachers, just a couple of announcements, please. Bear with me.
Okay, so let's just skip ahead and assume that Operation Streamline does pass. What would this mean specifically for our school?
As far as right now, we're not looking at sending out any RIF letters. Dr. Garrett has already said that. What we'd be looking at is making some cuts in other areas. For example, we wouldn't buy a new school bus. We try to buy one new school bus every year so that our oldest school bus, I believe he said, is 10 years old each year. So we try to update. That would be the first thing. That's around $100,000. And then we would have to look at maybe cutting some supplies and other things. But as far as we know right now, we're not looking at cutting any positions. So that's a good thing. But as I said, if the governor's budget proposal goes through as is, we'd be looking at around an $850,000 shortfall. And that's pretty huge for our school. What that could actually lead to is not being able to rehire maybe teachers that have retired and having larger class sizes. And class sizes, when they go up, tend to be a little less productive because you have a much larger group in there. And sometimes it's easier to work with those classes in smaller groups. And we've made so much progress up to this point. I hate to see us regress by not continuing to fund education.
All right, I understand test scores have gone up too, haven't they?
That's correct. Test scores have gone up. As I said, we're at a point in the state of Mississippi where I feel that we've come so far, and we're advancing, and we're doing really, really good at all levels. And I think that to not fully fund education, not fully fund MAEP, to not fund the teacher pay raise that they committed to would just be a regression. And I think that our state as a whole deserves better than that. I think our students as a whole deserve better than that.
I agree, and speaking as a student, I'd just like to say thanks to you and all of our other teachers who have stood up to this and taken action and contacted our lawmakers.
Well, that's the key, to get your parents and get the other students involved and contact your senator and contact your representatives and let them know how you feel about education funding and that you want them to pass a bill that fully funds MAEP, fully funds the teacher pay raise so we can continue this state of progress that we've seen.
Well, thank you for being with us today. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Laura Fernandez. We're here at New Albany High School, and I'm going to be interviewing Ms Bullock, our Spanish teacher. First of all, Ms Bullock, do you enjoy teaching Spanish?
I love teaching Spanish.
What influenced you to become a Spanish teacher?
In high school, my Spanish teacher was from Puerto Rico, and I admired her so much, and she would be sitting in the study hall reading Spanish novels, and I thought that was so cool, and I wanted to be able to do that.
Do you think it is good for students to learn a second language?
I think it's needed tremendously in this day and time because we have so many Hispanic students and families here in New Albany, and the students come in contact with Spanish-speaking people every day.
Okay, I've heard a lot of comments of students saying that maybe Spanish-speaking students shouldn't take your class. What do you think about that?
Oh, I think Spanish-speaking students in a Spanish class is great because they influence the students. The students actually get to hear native Spanish speakers, and I think if you hear students saying it's not fair, that's sour grapes because they're just wishing they could speak Spanish like the Hispanic students. But it gives them something to shoot for, and I enjoy having them help me, as you do, a lot.
Well, I guess this is all of our interview. Thank you for letting us come interview you.
Sure. Thank you.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the first annual Bullies Award Show. We're glad you've joined us on Channel 99 and hope you'll enjoy the evening.
Martin, you know the halls of Albany High School are full of young, successful, funny, and pretty cute guys and girls. It's quite an honor to even be nominated for these awards.
Yes, Katie, you're right. And when you have the caliber students we have here at New Albany High School, it's pretty tough to be just an average Joe. Everybody's here is a winner.
Well, maybe not everybody is a winner, but we do have lots of great kids. And we better get started with the awards, or people will start flipping the channels looking for other high school kids eating meatloaf.
Well, let's go ahead and start with the class favorites. You know, being a freshman isn't easy. Getting picked on in the halls, getting stuffed in a locker, or maybe even flushed in a toilet.
Martin, you know those things don't really happen. Stop scaring the kids in junior high and get on with the show.
Seriously, folks. It's definitely not the easiest job in the world, but someone has to, and some kids do it pretty well. The class of 2007 has a lot of winners, and they choose 2 people to represent them in Who's Who for class favorite.
I love these 2. Aren't they too cute? Let's see Annalise Parks and Antonio Berry.
I think I hear someone calling me. Katie, I better go. Why don't you let someone else talk for a while?
What? Martin, you're walking out of the spotlight? Are you okay? Could someone please get me a glass of water?
Okay, Katie, save the drama. Martin isn't the only camera hog, is he, Parks?
I don't know what you're talking about, Erica. I'm just here to read the winners of class favorite for the sophomore class. I believe the class of 2006 did a great job in electing John Mark Skinner and Tamika Eccles. Let's have a look at what they were up to recently.
We're having so much fun that our class elected us favorites. We're that much fun. We can have fun. John Mark Skinner. All right, now wave at me. And these are our 10th grade class favorites.
You're right, Parks. Those 2 are real winners. Glad I'm not a sophomore.
If you think it's hard being a sophomore, think about the junior class. They have it pretty tough having to follow our senior class. It's a wonder they're able to find 2 people to represent them.
Okay, Parks, before we get in too much trouble, let's just roll the tape. The winners of the junior class favorite election were Catherine Ann Harrington and Sam Kitchens.
Woo! I'm all out of breath. I ran all the way from Hannah's house.
Whatever, Kat. And by the way, congratulations.
Oh, thank you, Kyle. Now let's get to our senior class favorites. Did you realize there are 24 of them? What is up with that?
Well, I guess their class thinks they're so great. Choosing 2 of them seems impossible. We better start listing them or we'll be here all night. The 12 favorite senior boys were Mark Smith, Eric Randall, Brandon Hill, Ben Garrett, Whit Spencer, Matthew Kimbrough, Martin Cawthorpe, Trapper Stone, Joel Duff, Stephen Garrett, Kyle Duff, and last but not least, John Christopher Simmons.
These are the senior favorite boys.
Martin Cawthorpe, Ben Garrett, Randall,
E-Red.
Park Smith,
I can't wait to get some more baked lays.
Brandon Hill, senior favorite class boy, Whit Spencer, Stephen Garrett,
What do I want?
Trevor Stone,
And a Mountain Dew.
Come on now.
Kyle Duff, Kyle, John Christopher Simmons, and Matthew Kimbrough,
With the Barbie?
and Joel Duff. Those are the 12 senior favorite guys.
What a bunch of cuties. I need to start fixing up my friends. If you know some guys looking for a date to the prom, why not suggest some of these girls? They were selected the top 12 senior favorite girls in AHS. They are Bridget Stanford, Kaylee Beth Hall, Cookie Berry, Sinitra Wilson, Brittany Hughes, Erica Orman, Morgan McMillan, Katie Campbell, Taylor Wheatley, Whitney Carr, Anne-Marie Chandler, and Christy Wilbanks.
Okay, now we're starting with the 12 senior favorite girls. There will be music added to this, so it won't be my voice. Got Anne-Marie Chandler and Cookie Berry. Okay, these are our 12 favorite girls. I've got Whitney Carr and Katie Campbell and Kaylee Beth Hall, Morgan McMillan.
Close up.
Okay, more senior favorite girls. We've got Brittany Hughes, Sinitra Wilson, Christy Wilbanks, and Taylor Wheatley. Other 12 of the 12 girls, this is Bridget Stanford.
You got it. You got it. Right there.
And Erica Orman. That's the last of the 12 senior favorite girls.
Well, Kat, I guess that wraps up our favorite categories. What else do you want to talk about?
I guess we could talk about golf, but I'd rather move along. All right. Well, our next presenter is a familiar face to those of you who frequent the halls of New Albany High School, especially when you aren't supposed to be there. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Earl Richards, our very own Vice Principal.
Thank you so much, Catherine Ann and Kyle. For those of you who don't know Catherine Ann, she is a regular in Saturday school. She may look innocent, but we know the real story. Well, I was asked to present an award that goes to a couple of real class clowns. Now it is my job to take care of students like these who like to fool around in class and cut up and just generally cause a lot of chaos in class. I don't know whose bright idea it was to give these people an award, but they are officially called Wittiest. Congratulations to Emma Kuhn and Neil Strong.
Okay, now these are our wittiest students. We have Emma Kuhn and Neil Strong. Come on, be witty. Neil, you can at least smile for witty.
Congratulations. Next up is the category for Best Dress. Presenting these awards will be our very own Park Smith and Kayla Chisholm.
Thanks, Mr. Lindley. Well, Parks, I know the issue of best dress is touchy for you. Will you be able to handle this?
Well, Kayla, I'm still a little touch and go on this issue, but I will try and pull myself together. I still don't understand why my usual standards of fashion are not considered best dressed material, but maybe you can help me with that.
You know, I do love fashion, and I would love to book you for a makeup. I could see you in a nice Armani suit, maybe a new haircut. Have you considered highlights, Parks?
Well, I think my schedule's booked, you know, with exams coming up, research paper. I'm only supposed to be presenting an award.
Right. Best dressed.
Now here are two people that are always dressed to the nines. You would never catch them slouching around school in a county t-shirt, would you, Parks?
Kayla, you are right about that. Latrice Martin and Darren Bonham are always dressed to perfection. I wouldn't be surprised to see either of them on the runway one day. Congratulations to both of you. Next up is the award for most dependable. Since this award is voted on by faculty, we have our very own Miss Carolyn Houston.
Thank you, Parks and Kayla. And by the way, I'm not Miss Houston. The next award goes to two students who are always reliable and dependable. Students like this don't come around every day and are probably underappreciated. I would like to thank and congratulate Bridget Stanford and Matthew Kimbrough for all they do and for always being responsible.
Stanford and Matthew Kimbrough.
The next award is for most studious, and it will also be presented by a faculty member, Mr. Troy Trout.
Ms. Watson, thank you. Now for the category of most studious. We have two outstanding students who can always be counted on to be prepared for class. They do their homework and go above and beyond the call of duty for students, and that's not always the popular thing to do. The faculty nominated and selected Elizabeth Joslin and John Mark Skinner to receive this award.
These are our most studious students, Elizabeth Joslin and John Mark Skinner.
Congratulations to two outstanding students. Next up are the presenters for Friendliest, Hannah Martin and Kayla Chisholm.
Thanks, Mr. Trout. At Yomini High School, almost everyone has a friendly face. It's hard to walk down the halls without running into someone who speaks and calls your name.
That's why being elected friendliest is such an honor. When almost 500 people vote and select you to represent them, you must really be a nice person. I know that these two people know almost everyone by name and never fail to speak to you.
Our very own Catherine Ann Harrington and Brandon Hill are surely the nicest people I know. Let's see them in the Who's Who video.
Hey, these are our friendliest students, Catherine Ann Harrington and Brandon Hill.
Yep, they're friendly all right. Okay, so they're friendly, but what about courteous? Do you know any of these kids who qualify?
Now I know some courteous people. How about Neil Strong and Taylor Wheatley? Neil always holds the door for teachers and says, "Excuse me," just like they taught us in kindergarten.
And Taylor, she has the best manners of anyone I know. Let's see them in action.
Stop. Okay, these are our most courteous students, Neil Strong and Taylor Wheatley.
Well, Hannah, I think we've done our job. Who's next in the presentation?
Next up is our daring duo, the freshman girls, or as Parks likes to call them, the little girls, Alex Collins and Erin Duff. Don't get too crazy.
Okay, Hannah, I will try and restrain myself from getting out of control. Now, everyone thinks that freshman girls sit around on weekends making lists of who is cutest. And, okay, maybe we do.
Since we are surely the most qualified, we're here to present Cutest Award at NAHS. Our student body chose Stacy Stepp and Jonathan Baldwin, and we couldn't agree more.
Okay, this is our cutest. These are our cutest students. Stop. This is Jonathan Baldwin and Stacy Stepp.
Definitely a cute pair.
Well, Alex, it seems like we never get the spotlight, so why don't we just hang out here and give a few more awards? What are they going to do, kick us off the stage?
No way. They are really scared of us, Erin. Let's just take over.
Sounds good to me. Okay, the next award is Most Dignified. Does anyone even know what dignified means?
Well, yeah, I do. I believe Webster defines dignity as the state of being worthy, honored, or esteemed. Gosh, that sounds like us. Oops, that sounds like Latrice Martin and Justin Duke.
Okay, these are our most dignified students, Justin Dukes and Latrice Martin.
I think our time is limited, Alex. We better run. The next presenters are Alicia Swartz and Sheena Baker.
I thought those freshmen would never leave.
Well, Sheena, I'm just a junior, so I better let you run this show. What are we presenting anyway?
It looks like we have two categories, most talented and best personality. I don't think we will need Webster to help us with those, will we?
No, I think everyone can define talented. And boy, these two are talented. One can sing like a bird and the other can fly like one.
You're right. Elizabeth Jocelyn and Jonathan Baldwin are both gifted individuals.
Okay, this is our most talented group. We have Elizabeth Jocelyn and Jonathan Baldwin.
Congratulations to both of you. While those two are talented, the next two can chat it up with just about anyone. I don't think either of them know a stranger.
Best personality is quite an award to receive from your peers. It means you are friendly, well-liked, and usually quite entertaining too.
This is our best personality group. We've got Josh Lowry and Cookie Berry.
Congratulations to Josh Lowry and Cookie Berry for being selected. Now on to our next group of presenters. Welcome back, Martin and Parks.
Welcome back, Martin.
Welcome back, Parks.
Bulldog spirit. What does that mean? Do you have to look like a bulldog? Act like one? What?
Having bulldog spirit means being in the FRA, yelling at the pep rally, painting your face maroon, showing up at golf matches with a rainbow wig, dressing up like the principal for Halloween, you know, stuff like that.
Oh, you mean people like Ben Garrett or Emma Coon?
I guess so.
I guess that's why they were chosen. Most bulldog spirit.
Exactly.
Okay, so moving on to best all around. Best all around. I guess that means these two are good at pretty much everything they attempt.
Exactly.
Come on, Erica. And Erica Orman.
Well, no doubt about it. Stephen Garrett and Erica Orman are good at everything they do. I guess they are deserving of that award. Huh, Martin?
Exactly. Okay, I can learn more than one word at a time. Let me have a little microphone. We're down to the last two categories here, and I want to have a little bit of the spotlight, okay?
Sure, Martin. You were so neglected. Go ahead.
Thank you. Now the category of most likely to succeed is quite distinctive. This doesn't just go to any old kid, I mean. Your classmates have to spend a lot of faith in you to even nominate you for this award. These people, we think, may run the country someday, or maybe even become the mayor of New Albany.
Yeah, I can see these two sitting behind the desk and making the big decisions. Not so far in the future, Martin.
Exactly. That's why Jelda and Charla Lindley were chosen.
Here, we've got Charla Lindley and Joel Duff. Wave at us, Joel.
Congratulations to you both, and remember me when you're hiring.
Well, we're down to the last award, and as bad as we hate to do it, we're going to pass the spotlight to our esteemed principal, Mr. J. Foster. Mr. Foster, take it away.
Thanks, guys. The final award of the evening goes to two very deserving students. These are the kind of students that other students look up to. To be chosen Mr. and Miss New Albany High School by the entire student body is quite prestigious. The students are two outstanding young people who, as someone stated earlier, are good at everything they do, and they are nice in every way. I would like to congratulate Stephen Garrett and Erica Orman for being chosen to represent this school. They are fine young people who serve us as role models for all of the students. They are not only respected by their peers, but they are admired by the teachers. Congratulations to both of you.
Miss New Albany High School, Erica Orman and Stephen Garrett.